Behind me there is, you see the walls of Dubrovnik, and there's a British couple just after walking away in front of me who, in consternation and indignation, said €70 to walk the walls, no way, or whatever. It is €35 a ticket, and it is quite expensive, but it's probably worth it. But everything in this city is geared for tourists. Everything is about catering to tourists, and it's not cheap. It is quite expensive. Walking the city walls, the walls of Dubrovnik, is a very, very good experience. Just 3 parts to it, so you probably do get value. But €70 for a couple is still steep enough. This street here now that I'm on at the moment is the main street in Dubrovnik. Walking along the main street here now in Dubrovnik. This is the main street, and it is well populated with ice cream shops, gelato shops, Game of Thrones merchandise, official merchandise shops, restaurants, and that is pretty much it. Again, it's completely tourist oriented, and after a while it gets a bit wearing that every second or third shop has Game of Thrones merchandise or is a gelato shop. I love gelato myself, and the gelato here is excellent, but the whole street virtually is taken up with gelato and Games of Thrones merchandise and restaurants selling pizzas and so on. Anyway, this is the main street. It's a small town. The old town is a small area. It's easy enough to get around, and it's very, very pretty. Extremely pretty. Well worth having a look at. But the only consideration or biggest criticism I have would be simply that tourists don't get great value. We were just coming back there from a walk up at that tower, that Fort Laurencio, whatever you call it, tower. And we called into a shop just to get a bottle of juice, and the juice bottle was €5.80. Even the young lad behind the counter kind of balked and said, "It's €5.80, do you know that," or whatever, and we just walked. We left the juice back and didn't take it, because €5.80 for a bottle of juice is just ridiculous. And I came down here, went into a little shop and could buy a bottle of juice for €2.20 or whatever. So there is an element of getting stuck into a tourist, and the tourism industry here is huge. It's a massive part of Dubrovnik. So in summary or in conclusion, I would suggest that it's a beautiful place to visit, well worth it. But when you dig under the details, when you get down into the weeds and strip it back, the streets here are very, very tourist oriented. You don't really get a feeling of an indigenous Croatian or Dubrovnik population living here. You get a sense of a Game of Thrones film set or a massive B&B, Airbnb. For example, in the main street here, historically, traders had their shops on the ground floor and they lived overhead, but now overhead, apparently, according to our tour guide yesterday, our walking tour guide, are simply Airbnbs, because people can make a lot more money with Airbnb than they can living over the shop and running a business, etc., etc. So that's my tuppence worth in relation to Dubrovnik. Hope you enjoyed the vlog. If you do, give the thumbs up down below, and let me have your comments. It's obviously just my opinion, and everybody has their own opinion, but unless you're into sea sports, kayaking and so on, then I think you'll see everything you need to see in 2 or 3 days in Dubrovnik. from this place, the fort, love and everything. Very, very nice. Dubrovnik generally is very, very nice. It's we've been here for 2 or 3 days. 2 or 3 days, I would say, is probably enough though.
Coming to us.
Not a bad way to spend a Monday morning. Changes, beats the usual course. Sitting in my office in Enfield. It's 11:30 Irish time now, 12:30 local time here. But this is a big change, obviously. What I'm usually doing on a Monday morning. So hopefully the office is functioning away okay. I'm sure it is. Have very competent girls there, very competent women, great staff. So probably enough that things will go okay.